Okay, welcome back. This is a quick update video. It's not part of a series of fabrication or something like that. As you will see, there's a small break on the Bolens Plow, and I discovered that while snow plowing, a little bit like Mike from Greenpeace workshop. There was something not perfectly right with the plow, so I did some inspection and then found that there's some there's a part that is broken. While I'm there, I'm going also to make some maintenance on the Velcro alternator on the case. I've got a good suggestion from Tractorman 44. I'll put the link in the description below. He gave me really useful information, and I would suggest, if you don't know his channel, then take a look at this channel. So you will find different subjects on this channel and really good explanations. So I'm going to try your suggestion, Tractorman 44, and we'll see that later. Okay, this is the bent part. It should be leaning against this. It's cracked here, and this is cracked there. So I'm looking at maybe putting it back into position. Hopefully this angle iron is not bent too. I'm going to use some reinforcement there. Here, there, maybe inside too. I have some gap in between that I can afford, maybe half of an inch. So, but first, I have to undo that part. Okay, the pins are still okay because the pins are hollow, hollow pins. Oh wait. You can see the blade has a small wiggle, but it doesn't really matter much. But this one, that's the bent one. It's a little bit overbent. I'm removing tension. Okay, it's almost straight, as you can see. Those lines, this one with this one, almost parallel. But not yet. Okay, now it's back to the parallel. It's perfectly parallel. I'm glad it did work. You might not see that well because this is all painted black, but that part is totally ripped, as you can see there, and you can see from inside. Yeah, you can see that clearly. So that might be a good idea to close that profile, the ends, and I have to clamp it back. I've had these, it's basically initially 2x2 by a quarter of an inch tube like this. That scrap metal pieces I had is quarter of an inch thick, and it have the rounded edge. So I'm going to put this one. I have the blade is going pretty much like this. So I have that small gap, I put my finger in. I'm going to weld that here. So I'm going to have more surface on which I can weld. And also the end of the tube, which would have been better if that being closed. I use those brackets for anything. They are cheap brackets. This brackets for spring leaves on trailer. I just slide them in. They just fit perfect. It gives me some room to weld, so I'm going to be able to close this. Same on the other side. And I have those one that will go from inside here. Same thing. So I will be able to put them against the corner. I'll be able to fill this in with weld and weld this again. So I'm going to have some thicker material at the junction, and we'll have more welding inches or length everywhere. If I go with that, I'm going to do some tack welding, and I'm going to confirm first that any of those parts will not interfere with anything on the plow. That's good for this side. I'm going to confirm the other side doesn't avoid any kind of movement. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go with the full weld. I will make the modification to the wiring. As you can see, this is the voltmeter, and when the alternator is not charging, it's at 12. When it will be charging, it will be near to 40. So I start the tractor, you see it's not charging. I will jump the field to make it charge. Okay, 12.5. Okay. So this one is a LED. I'm going to remove the hood. I'll link this to the small terminal. Okay, this is the voltmeter, and behind that, just there, this is the LED, which we see the wires. I'm going to put you just over the battery so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, like I said, the voltmeter, and just behind that, the white and yellow wires. So I highly assume the wire is the negative side of the LED, and this is the wire I'm going to link with terminal 1 on the alternator. Funny enough, I had this plug since a while and it does fit exactly there. Okay, I have the yellow light. It's not, the switch is not on yet. This is the small yellow wires. Goes back to this one. This one is going to connect like this. Terminal 1. So yellow coming from the LED, which I assume is really LED being sold as is. This one not connected. So the yellow. Switch on, no light there. So here is the other thing I try to do, is to put a small alligator from this wide, okay, and to this exciting terminal, and make sure that doesn't touch anything, like this. Bring back to the switch, switch on, LED on. I start this. Still on. Doesn't charge. Okay, so basically I did not change anything in the system except one thing here. I show you that. Okay, I put back the plug here because I don't think I will use it. Good news is it's working now, and that's only a good news because it's working, and I tell you what was the culprit of this. So that's the positive side. This is a one wire, and this one is to excite the alternator ons. It's supposed to be kept excited for a while. If you don't run your engine for a long time, it might just lose its field. And this alternator looks really nice because I did paint it with silver paint. Silver paint is conductive. And what I did wrong, I'll show you that. So this one is to excite the field. This is conductive, conductive, this is conductive, but just behind that, here, it's a nylon washer which should be insulated, and this paint did make a link in between here and here. and this is why I was not able to excite the alternator. So now that I have cleared that with that small tool, not easy, I did it. I was able to excite the field at lower rev. Well, I'm happy I managed to resolve the problem. I guess I'm pretty sure that it is solved, and I want to thank you, TractorMan44, for this nice answer. I did ask him a question about the alternator, which has a problem exciting the field, and he came up with a video to answer my questions. And then most of you know I really like to understand how machine works, and he explained the terminal 1, terminal 2, and the field, and I suspected that my alternator was a one-wire. No, it was not a one-wire alternator, but it's actually a one-wire alternator. This is the proper alternator for this tractor. But the mistake come from me. So what I did last summer when I did the restoration of that tractor to have this alternator look so nice, I did painted silver all around, and I did paint this terminal, which drains the field each and every time I shut down the tractor, and it might have been really difficult to activate the field for this purpose. So what I did is I scratched the nylon to expose the nylon and remove the paint between the terminal and the frame, and it seems to be working fine now. We'll see long term if it works, but as I do remember, I did that mistake another time back in the past, where I had this solenoid on the starter, and it was rusting, so I put some silver paint so it'd be looking nice. But that's the same. There's insulation washers, nylon washers, and I didn't wonder why the battery was draining. Okay, I guess I learned this one. Well, at least if I don't learn it, I try to watch my videos quite often just to remember. So that being said, I might be really much more careful with that paint in the future. So thank you again, TractorMan44. So I'll put a link in the description to his channel, and I invite you to visit his channel. He has great content, and hopefully you enjoy. And I hope you enjoyed this small update video. Thanks.